So, do you ever feel when you hear world events or read about things that are happening, like the migrant crisis, or ISIS, or global warming, or the three-ring circus known as the U.S. presidential campaign? It's like, sometimes you feel like it's either so big, so intractable, or so, it's happening somewhere else so far away that sometimes we feel kind of helpless to do anything about it. Certainly whatever we're doing doesn't seem to be working much right now. But maybe there is something that we can do to have an influence, a positive influence in the world. In fact, maybe we're having an influence on what we see right now just by observing it. The Princeton physics professor John Wheeler once said, "Sorry, folks, but it's no longer valid to view ourselves as mere onlookers." He called it one of the deep, happy mysteries that at all times we interact with and affect the world we observe. It's the new understanding, the quantum story, the new realization that we are, in fact, all connected, and we all have an effect on what is with the quality of our attention. So every thought, every belief, every worry, every condemnation, every prayer, every time we hold someone in our hearts, everything that we do internally has cosmic significance. It's like we're all ripples. It's a ripple in a cosmic pool emanating from each of us and reaching out around the world. Right? So, the question is, when we're observing things like acts of terrorist groups, or extreme poverty, or the presidential candidates' shenanigans with disdain or fear or a sense of hopelessness, are we in fact adding fuel to the fire? Are we creating an environment for those things to thrive? The new physics and, new thought, would suggest yes. But if that's true, then if we view those same events from a place of compassion, with a compassionate, loving heart, with prayer, then we would be also having a very powerful, positive effect, a potentially world-shifting effect. We affect what we observe. That's the science. So today we're going to be talking about how we can have a significant impact in the world just by our loving, prayerful observation. So now, I've talked a few times here before, excuse me, about how we're all sort of basic energy. We're energetic beings, sort of a collection of vibrating atoms focused together in a specific expression, and that energy field extends out from us in all directions. It doesn't stop at our bodies. In fact, we exist in that energy field that is, in most part, a reflection of our thoughts, our beliefs, our attitudes, our state of mind, right? And it's an attractive energy. I like how Reverend Rosemary talked about the vortex. It's kind of a vortex that is attracting, pulling in experiences that are a vibrational match to that. So, for instance, if I am in a really bad mood and I am consumed with judgments of others or of myself, or I am, just frustrated with life in general, that's where my energy is vibrating. Right? So I'm going to be, it's just, at first it's invisible. It's not doing any harm. But if I continue with that, it's going to show up in my life as experience, form and experiences. So a physical issue or relationship difficulties or lack of harmony somewhere in my life or just things not working out. However, if I am in a grateful state of mind and I am focused on all my many blessings and I am joyful just for the privilege of being alive here on this planet now. You see, my energy is vibrating with that. Can you feel that? And if I continue with that, that will show up in my life as, loving relationships, things working out, vibrant health, things lining up for my good, increased prosperity. Are you following me so far? Okay. So, and I go into explore in detail about how this works and how you can consciously work with it, shift that energy in the fall class, the Conscious Co-Creating class, which is going to start in less than 2 weeks. So I need to get you guys registered for that class. So see me in the back table at the end. All right, so none of us exist independently. We're all connected, right, with each other, with everything. So we're all sharing this energy field together. We're all creating this energy field together, this common, shared field, right? So my energy field not only affects me or the person in front of me, but it goes into, be part of this whole collective energy field. And it could potentially affect someone on the other side of the globe. This is the thing that quantum entanglement has proved. Have you guys heard of that? Quantum entanglement is like these quantum physicists have done these experiments where they've taken 2 electrons and they've separated them by miles and miles. And they found that they still communicate. So if one of them decides to spin in the opposite direction, the other one on the other side spins in the opposite direction simultaneously. They're still communicating. Spooky. Einstein called it spooky action. And it was a theory back then. But now it's proven. So if that's the fundamental of life, we are created out of all electrons, atoms. So it's true for us. So whatever I'm vibrating with over here literally affects others over there. That's how powerful we are. Pam Grout says in her new book, Thank and Grow Rich. Don't you love that? Thank and Grow Rich, which you're going to be hearing a lot more from in the coming months. She says, the world right now is crying out for a team of radio towers who are beaming in the cosmic energy of infinite possibility. It needs a force of human frequencies who believe in the invisible power of light and love. What are we beaming out into the world? What are we beaming out? So it's not really about kind of, I know some people sort of refuse to listen to the news or read the news. It's really more about how we respond to it, how we react to it when we hear it, when we read it. So are we, is it sort of feeding our fears that, this deep kind of belief the world is kind of falling apart? Or is it kind of feeding our biases, our particular biases, whatever it is we're hearing? Or are we looking at it as an opportunity to go into prayer, to close our eyes, open our hearts, and pray and send love to those places on the planet that are crying out for it? It's Reverend Michael Beckwith says, the front page of the newspaper, that's your prayer list for the day. That's our prayer list, right? We affect what we observe. We affect what we observe. So let's observe the events in the world from a place of compassion and love. And understanding that, there's no evil in the world. They're just individuals who are so completely separated from their divine self, who are most likely filled with self-hatred. Such self-hatred that it just pushes them into hateful acts. But underneath, they're crying out for healing. They're crying out to feel that connection with their divine self, with that love that they've been cut off from for so long. And it's our responsibility, our privilege as conscious beings to help others awaken. And we can do that in part by praying for their awakening and sending love out into humanity in general so that those aberrations can't rise up and take power. That can't thrive in love. So we want to seed the ground with love, seed the planet with love. We affect what we observe. And I'm not saying that this is easy. Sometimes it's a real challenge. But fortunately, we have tools. We have tools that can help us in this effort. So let's talk about a couple of those. So the first is affirmative prayer, obviously. I'll talk about that in a minute. And also Buddhist metta prayer, or the loving kindness meditation, which a lot of people find very, very useful, very helpful. By the way, did you know that there's a basketball player by the name of Metta World Peace? Have you heard that? Yes. He used to play for the Lakers, and I looked him up. He changed his name, and he says, changing my name was meant to inspire and bring youth together around the world. So, how wonderful is that? He must have had an epiphany. And this change, sometimes people feel changing their name changes their vibration, changes their whole outlook. I think he used to be kind of a violent guy, so, you change in that vibration. It is beautiful. So, the metta, M-E-T-T-A prayer, the first thing you do is you connect in spirit. You turn within and you connect with spirit in a meditative place. And you say it for yourself first. May I be happy. May I be well. May I be safe. May I know inner peace. And I know there's a lot of different versions of this. People say it in a different way, but this is how we're going to focus on this right now. So, you do it for yourself first because, you're trying to lift your own vibration. Once you're opening to peace and you're opening to love and you're lifting your vibration so that you can then affect other people's vibration. Once you get there, you can think about people you love, friends, family members, and you say for them, may you be happy. May you be well. May you be safe. May you know inner peace. And so once you focused on those you already love, and you've generated more of that loving energy, that loving, peaceful energy, you're ready for more of a challenge. You're ready to send that prayer out to people who are a challenge. You say to them, may you be happy. May you be well. May you be safe. May you know inner peace. Honestly, if they knew inner peace, if they felt that connection with the divine, if they were truly happy, they couldn't act like a jerk. They just couldn't. All right, so let's do this together right now, shall we? Take a deep breath and go into that meditative place that we were in a little earlier. You want to connect with that heart center. Feel the love that's expanding in your heart. And then just say softly or to yourself, may I be happy. May I be well. May I be safe. May I know inner peace. Feeling more peaceful, more open to love. Bring to mind someone that you know, a loved one. And say for them, may you be helped. May you be happy. May you be well. May you be safe. May you know inner peace. All right, from this place, you've generated love, you've generated this energy, this prayerful, powerful energy within yourself. Bring to mind someone who is a bit of a challenge. Invite them into your heart and say, may you be happy. May you be well. May you be safe. May you know inner peace. Amen. Okay, so bring your awareness back. Thank you. You've done your part to uplift that energy in the world, that vibration in the world, sending love out to the world. It's crying out for it. Okay, so I'm going to talk about affirmative prayer in kind of a different angle this time. I talk a lot here about Neil Douglas Klotz, who is the Aramaic scholar, and he has given us a beautiful interpretation of Jesus' instruction in John 16:23, where he says, whatsoever ye shall ask the Father in my name, he will give it to you. Hitherto you have asked nothing in my name. Ask and ye shall receive, that your joy may be full. So, Douglas Klotz talks first about this idea of asking. That this idea of asking in Aramaic, it gives more of a sense of direct, straight, expressed desire. It's not this wimpy, oh, please, God, you're not busy, I'm over here. I'll be good, I promise. No, it's a straight, clear, direct, you envision the desired result and you state it clearly. That's what that asking is. So we might call it claiming, envisioning and claiming. Then he addresses this little misunderstanding of in my name, which Christians for a long time have taken that literally as in Jesus' name. Douglas Klotz says that's a misinterpretation. That the original Aramaic, which remember is the language Jesus actually spoke, it gives more of a sense. That idea in my name is about in my experience, in my atmosphere, in my vibration. So what he's really asking us is to lift up that vibration, get into that Christ vibration, get into the atmosphere of answered prayer. Get into that energy of feeling embraced and surrounded by the desired good that you're calling forth. You see? When we pray like that, it will be ours, and our joy will be full. And when we pray for the world, okay, we want to get into that Christ vibration. We want to get into that uplifted vibration and ask directly and clearly that envisioned, desired result. We want to feel the atmosphere of answered prayer. We want to see and feel and envision the world embraced by peace, individuals vibrating with love, all needs met, connecting with their inner divine self. We want to envision that, feel the answer surrounding, embracing the planet, embracing all individuals. That's what we want to, that energy, that atmosphere that we want to embrace. And that, when we pray like that, we're like those towers, those radio towers, beaming out an energy of love and healing that reaches out around the world and uplifts this heavy vibration, uplifts it, transforms it. World-shifting prayer. World-shifting prayer. And we can do it right now. We have the power right now. We do it together collectively, and you'll have an opportunity this Thursday to do this together. And it's really powerful when we do this together, along with Unity's World Day of Prayer, which is this Thursday. It's that collective energy. So many thousands of people, Unity people around the planet, are dedicating this day to focus on world peace, sending their uplifted prayers out into the world. Right? And so we're asking everyone here, if you have time on Thursday, we're setting up the sanctuary in a very sacred way, and you can come in for a half an hour at any time in the day, or an hour, and sit, and the vibration will already be uplifted. And there will be prayers that all of you have, been filling out. And by the way, there's another prayer request today in your bulletin. Feel free to write your own prayer requests. That will go into the bowl that will be surrounded by this energy of healing, of love and healing. So if you can't be here, on Thursday, then just, mark it in your calendar to take a half an hour out, or whatever you can, and be in prayer. Connect with that. There's so much prayer going on together. Connect with that collective energy of prayer. And then in the evening, we have this true interfaith service planned. So we're going to be opening to different ways of praying from a Zen Buddhist perspective, from an Islamic perspective, from a Jewish perspective, from a Christian perspective. We've got all the bases covered. And we're doing that together. There'll be refreshments afterwards, and we can mingle and talk. So that's this Thursday night. So in the meantime, just keep that. There's a handout in your program, too, that will help you with the metta prayer and this idea of ask and ye shall receive. So take that, work on that this week. May you be happy. May you be well. May you be safe. May you know inner peace. Namaste.